The email hit me like a knife to the chest, sharp, unexpected, and cold. I'm filing for divorce. Please respect my space. Just 6 words from Sarah, my wife of 12 years, glowing on my laptop screen as the smell of coffee filled the quiet kitchen. My hands trembled above the keyboard, the sound of the fridge and the faint clatter of dishes the only noise in the room. I typed one word, perfect, and sent it. Before I could second-guess myself, I forwarded her message to my lawyer. 2 days later, her attorney called, trying to discuss boundaries Sarah apparently hadn't planned for. But it didn't matter. By then, I already knew what she had tried to keep hidden. The house felt emptier than ever. The smell of burnt toast lingered as I sat at the oak table, the one that had seen so many breakfast and midnight talks. I stared at the screen, reading the email over and over. My heart pounded. Why now? What changed? There was no mention of cheating, just distance disguised as calm. The lack of answers screamed louder than the words themselves. I scrolled through our recent messages. Running late. At yoga. Need space. Each short text was a brick in the wall she'd been quietly building between us. I thought back to the first sign, small but unsettling. 3 months ago, Sarah started working late. Client deadlines, she'd said. I believed her, because that was easier than suspicion. Sometimes she'd come home smelling faintly of a man's cologne, her laughter too forced, her eyes never quite meeting mine. I brushed it off as stress or new perfume. But now, with her email staring back at me, every small moment added up. I paced across the hardwood floor, every creak echoing my thoughts. The living room felt like a museum of a life already gone, the framed photos from Paris, Tahoe, that rainy weekend in Maine. I picked up one from our 10th anniversary. Her smile so alive, her hand resting on my chest. My throat tightened. Was it all fake? Anger rushed through me, but beneath it sat something worse. Love, bruised and reluctant to die. I called her. 4 rings. Then her voicemail, calm and professional. Sarah, it's me, I said quietly. We need to talk. Not about space, about us. I hung up, knowing she wouldn't call back. The next morning, I drove to her office. The building was sleek and modern, filled with the sound of heels on tile and muted chatter. When I asked the receptionist for Sarah, she hesitated. Too long. She's in a meeting, she said. I waited. Then I saw her. She walked out laughing beside a man in a tailored suit, his hand grazing her arm as if they shared a secret. My stomach turned. I didn't move. I just memorized his face. At home, I found her laptop on the counter. Open, tempting. Her password was still our wedding date. It let me in. Inside, a flood of messages awaited. Missed you last night. Can't stop thinking about you. You make me feel alive. His name was Mark. My hand shook as I printed every message, each page proof of her betrayal. I called Claire, my attorney. Her voice was steady. Forward them all, she said. We'll handle this. That afternoon, I separated our bank accounts. The motion of each mouse click like tearing away a piece of my own heart. Sarah had asked for space. I was giving it legally and permanently. 2 days later, her lawyer called. Mr. Ellis. He began cautious. Sarah didn't expect you to move this fast. The account separation complicates things. She wanted space. I said, now she has it. He sighed. I could almost hear the panic. She must have felt behind that call. She had expected me to collapse, not to act. That night, I sat surrounded by the printed emails, the weight of them almost physical. I reread her words, searching for where I'd lost her. You're my escape, she'd written to him. Escape from what? From me? From the life we built? Guilt flickered. Maybe I'd been distant, too focused on work. But no, her choice wasn't my mistake. The doorbell rang. Sarah stood outside, soaked from the drizzle, her eyes red. Can we talk? She asked softly. I let her in. She sat on the couch, staring anywhere but the pile of printed emails beside her. I didn't mean for this to happen, she said. Mark was a mistake. I was lonely and he was there. Her confession was a blade I'd seen coming, but still couldn't brace for. A mistake? I repeated. You planned this. You lied to me. Tears filled her eyes. I still love you, she whispered, but it sounded rehearsed, a line from a play we'd already closed. Why? I asked quietly. You stopped seeing me, she said. I felt invisible. Her words hurt, but they didn't excuse a betrayal. I thought of all the years, the memories, the promises. You could have told me, I said. Instead, you broke us. She left without another word. The door clicked shut, final and soft. I sat alone in the dim light, the email still glowing on the table. Then a new notification appeared. Another message from Mark. She's coming to me. You didn't deserve her. My jaw clenched. I sent it straight to Claire. The next morning, she called. This is exactly what we needed, she said. His message ties the affair directly to the divorce. It changes everything. I stood at the window, watching the gray morning settle in. The ache was still there, but beneath it was something else, resolve. Sarah had wanted freedom, and she'd get it along with the consequences. Her lies were exposed, her choices undeniable. She'd taken my trust, but not my strength. She thought she was ending the story. She didn't realize I was already writing the next chapter. Without her,